Hi, and welcome to another video. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the experimentation I've been doing with AI. If you don't know what my thoughts are on large language models and generative coding, go check out my previous video about what AI is and what it isn't. Now, of course, that's just background context, but it's historical, and these things are changing all the time. The massive models that are being sent out to everybody under these subscription models, they're incredible, they're very powerful, and they're also very expensive. Not just in terms of the subscription cost, but the environmental cost, the impact that they're having out in the wider ecosystem is kind of painful. Things are becoming more expensive and more scarce at the cost of a product that we don't fully understand yet. In fact, people have been incredibly impressed with these models for at least the last 6 months, potentially even year, but they keep iterating on something bigger, claiming that they need more resources and bigger data centers, despite the fact that most customers working in this area are already subscribing and getting what they need out of the models. So what truly is needed? What needs to be bigger and better? Rather than try to answer that question, I wanted to show you what I've been doing instead, because I truly think that these subsidized models are not going to be sustainable. They're going to get too big and too expensive, that the money men backing it won't be willing to do so for a long time, and the real cost will be understood, and we won't all want to pay that amount. So instead, I'm looking at local AI. I'm seeing what we can do with the inference based on our current computers, the technology that we're running every day, and making better use of that instead. I would recommend anybody working in this space to think about what they can do with what's currently available. See what can be done with your own hardware that you already own, with the open models that are freely available, and also what you can do by chaining together small models that do specific tasks in this agent model, so we don't need to be looking at these massive models and reliance on huge data-hungry third parties when we could run a lot of this ourselves. Anyhow, the reason that I wanted to show you this in video form is because working on the desktop with AI is going to become a very big part of what we do. And we've seen Microsoft start to integrate MCPs and things like that into Windows. Whether that's the right way or not, I don't know. But using clients on the desktop, integrating it into your workflow seems like a really sensible thing. And so that's what we've done here with Tyde. So let me show you what that means for the daily driver. Tyde has recently been upgraded with a welcome screen that helps you to get started with some of this functionality. Let me show you that to start. This friendly welcome screen is what you will see the first time you launch Tyde, or if you've just installed the FyshOS desktop system. It sets you up with appearance settings, connecting to the network, important stuff like that. But we also figured that setting up an AI agent is something that's going to be really important for a productive desktop. So I can go to that option. And you can see I've actually already enabled it, and I'm using a local AI. If you didn't want to, you could certainly use Claude through Anthropic's API or the OpenAI. If you've got API keys for either of those, you can go right ahead. But I'm using the local model instead. It's using Ollama under the hood, and I'm using the excellent APIs from Arden Labs, their Cronk system built on Yzma. I think check out all of those topics, really relevant for local inference. However, I'll jump right in and I can show you that I'm using the Gemma 4 model, which seems to be very effective on smaller computers. And the laptop I'm recording this on is nearly 5 years old. I keep it lean because I think it's important that my laptop should be as small as is possible so that I can test what I'm building for people who don't have developer machines. This is running in 8 gig of RAM, not a lot of storage either, but I want to prove that all of these things are possible with mediocre hardware from 4 to 5 years ago at the most recent. So I've set that up there. What it means is I've now got AI integrated in my desktop. So I'll just dismiss this setup wizard, and instead I'll launch my search. This is the entry point for AI that I've integrated so far. So let's find out how many R's there are in Strawberry, a classic AI discussion. So I've typed my query, and you can see it offers a web search result as well. But I'm going to go straight to Ask AI. And this has launched an AI chat, and it's told me, in its opinion, there are 2 R's in the word strawberry. We've heard that before. I don't think that's entirely true. Can you say where they are? Sure. It's got the first one, and it's grouped two together at the end, so it's halfway there. What about that double R? So it knows. I'm very confused now. There we go. It's realised that the double R is two different R's. So we have three in total. Excellent. Now, that's just a little illustration. It shows that the model is hooked up, and those responses were coming in real time, which is amazing. It's a local model without a lot of RAM, but it doesn't have the network latency. I didn't have to type in the API keys. I've not shared my data with anyone. It was a toy example though. Let's try something different. I'm starting out on my travels in the next few months, and I've not booked one of the legs yet. I need to get to Amsterdam, so perhaps it can help me understand how. What is the quickest way from Edinburgh to Amsterdam? Ask AI. The quickest way is by flying. There you go. I mean, I'm not particularly surprised. An hour and 50 minutes. Okay. Train or bus is much slower. Recommending. That's interesting. I think I previously asked this question and it said, actually, if you prefer the train, you don't have to wait in the waiting rooms for the same amount of time. But of course, these are not deterministic. It's asking a question and getting some data back based on what's available. We won't always get the same answer, but it's indicating something that it thinks is helpful. Let me see if I can tease it with just one more question. Is Fine a great way to build cross-platform apps? Let's see what it thinks. Fine is considered a great way to build cross-platform apps. It's got some inline iconography, some rich text marked up here, and it's iterating why it thinks it agrees with me. Of course, I'm not saying that it's right, but what's important is it's showing us information and working. It's helping us either to fill in a blank page, or to educate ourselves, or to fill in a gap in our knowledge so that we can make our decision in a more informed way. Going back to my previous video, this is almost like a supercharged search engine. We should check everything, but it could be really helpful to get our brains moving or to give us a little bit of inspiration. I'm finding this super helpful, and I hope it can be really useful to you too. Keep working out on your local inference and see what you can build or how you can enhance your workflows as well. Thanks for joining me for another video. I hope that it's been useful, maybe got you thinking. Do check out some of my other locations. Go to andy.xyz for my blog or list of places that I'm going to be speaking. I'm putting lots more content up there this year, so see what else I'm going to be sharing. Check out my archive at YouTube as well. But of course, do consider sponsoring me on Patreon. This channel would not be possible without your support. I can't thank enough James, Roberts and CMA Tranfield. If you'd like to join them, please do consider signing up, and I can send you some of those adorable stickers. Head also to aptrix.ai, where we're doing some really cool stuff that enables this kind of functionality without having to learn how to code. And if you see me at an event over the coming months, I'm going to be at GopherCon US and London and a few others. Do say hello. Maybe I've got a few stickers for you, but equally it'd be great just to sit down and share what you think of what's going on in AI and Go. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again in another video.